Hi and welcome to my first video. In this video you will learn about the top 10 reasons why to become expat as young as possible. Many people with whom I talk, they have the limiting belief that to be able to become an expat and to be assigned abroad by a company, you have to be in a very senior position, which is actually not the case, not necessarily. And studies have also shown that the younger you are, the more you actually benefit from going on such an international assignment. And now we will talk about the top 10 reasons why becoming an expat as young as possible will help you in your life and career. In case you're new to this channel, my name is Manuel Marcel Moroner from Expat Journal, your YouTube channel to master your life and career abroad. Subscribe to my channel so you're always the first one to enjoy new content. And now, have fun with the video. Reason number 1. You can focus entirely on yourself, your goals and preferences. The younger you are, the higher the chances that you are still alone in life. You don't have family, you don't have a partner. And then you can focus entirely on yourself and your career and your geographical preferences where to go abroad. The older you are, the more people are involved, the more people you have to bring on the same page. Going abroad is always a risk. It's not an automatic career enhancer. It's always an opportunity. Where opportunity, there's also risk. So when you're older, when you have family, when you have more obligations, you might think more about accepting such a risk. So number 2, you own less things. Think about it. Look around you. The older people get, the more they accumulate stuff. Stuff they actually don't need. Stuff that act like chains, which just keep them in one place. Because you have a house now, you have a car, you have 20 pairs of sneakers and a big LCD display, and you just bought new furnishings for your apartment. And the younger you are, the less you own. So when I went to Vietnam, I came with 2 suitcases. I left with 2 suitcases, and I will also go to my new assignment to Africa with 2 suitcases. Just so easy, so I can focus on the really important stuff in life and not worry about when to sell my stuff or where to put it in the meantime. Number 3, your mind, brain and body are still flexible and agile. The older you get, automatically the more rooted you become in your way of thinking, in your way of perceiving things, and the harder it gets for you to adapt to a new environment. Maybe you see it with older people, maybe in your family, that once you reach a certain age, and it will be the same for you, you become less flexible. You have your quirks and you want to do life exactly how you are used to it, etc. So it doesn't get easier. Make sure that you use this kind of still flexible mindset that you have while you're young to go out and explore the planet. Number 4. You are healthy. Often we take it for granted. Big mistake. We should not take it for granted. We should feel very grateful for our health and also be aware that this can change any time. You can die tomorrow, you can die in 1 hour, or you can get incredibly sick and you will not be able to chase your dreams anymore. So rather take the chance, don't let it pass. Do what you want to do. Number 5. You take over more responsibility than your peers at home. International assignments are very costly for companies. In average, it's $311,000 per year of total costs. As a consequence, most of the companies follow the credo of as much as necessary, as least as possible. Which means that when you are assigned abroad, there will be always a little bit extra spotlight on you. That will be an opportunity, but also a risk. You do a good job, you benefit from it. You do a bad job, better look for a new job. You will have opportunities and access to members of the senior leadership, or normally higher leaders than you would normally have access to. And this can be of tremendous help. because they are often directly involved in those decisions, who is going abroad, and they will want to know how their people out there are doing and if it's worth sending them out there. So it's a chance for you to prove yourself. Number 6, you can boost your career right from the start. Let's face it, people, we live in a globalized world. Our economies are interconnected. We are not anymore really independent nation states, but everything is connected. What does it mean for the way of working? It's way more about intercultural collaboration than it was a couple of decades ago. The higher you look at the ranks of a company or an organization, the more of those members in those ranks, they already went abroad. And I think that's very important. It's not, going abroad is not a guarantee for a career enhancement. That's not. It can also fail, and then it's detrimental to your career. But it's always an opportunity. It's always a chance. Whereas a chance, there's a risk. The higher the potential reward, the higher the risk. But this shouldn't scare you at all. This should motivate you. Number 7, you can bring your English to perfection. Many studies have shown that accents can hurt your career. That's not fair, that's not right, but it's as it is. So the younger we are, the easier it gets for us to get rid of our accents, or to at least to weaken the accents. You all know those people who went abroad already in high school, or who spent their undergrad abroad. They normally speak very well, often English, when they went to an English-speaking country. I'm not one of those people, so I learned it, most of it, when I was actually or at the end of my studies, or when I joined the workforce. So it takes longer, but I also notice the improvements. So just keep on going and start as young as possible. Number 8, you're cheaper than your more senior colleagues, but you still benefit financially wise. On top of your salary, often there are allowances which should compensate for different living standards, or for the hardships you might face when going abroad. The younger you are, the less of those allowances you need. Because when you're alone, you do not need a villa with 4 bedrooms, like if you would go with a family. So you're cheaper, but you still benefit because you will have a nice smaller apartment. You don't need it. You don't need a contribution to the fees of the international school where your kids are going, because you don't have kids. And all these kind of things, you don't have to ship your whole household because you don't have household. So that's way easier. You're way cheaper without actually having a disadvantage financially wise, because you get still the salary and have all these benefits from it. So it's a win-win situation. Number 9, you can build your financial freedom faster. In one sense, financial freedom means that you do not have to work for a salary anymore, because you get money from different sources of income. For building your different income streams by investing in assets, there are 2 crucial parameters. Your income, the higher it is, and at the same time the lower the living cost, the more you can save and then invest. And number 2 is the effect of compound interest. Time is a very crucial factor for compound interest. Like, the longer you save a certain amount of money regularly, the more you benefit from it. Last but not least, number 10 is you can fail forward. When you're younger, you still have a little bit of a protection at sea. Nobody expects from you that you're already perfect. So when you go abroad, when you do some mistakes, people will not directly judge you to death, let's say. But as long as you show that you learn from your mistakes and you're open to feedback, and you take this into consideration and improve and improve and improve, it's basically like a big learning center named life. And it's a little bit different when you might be in a very senior position. You have profit and loss responsibility. You have a lot on your back already. And then even on top of it, you have these cultural differences in communication of being abroad in a different environment, etc. This might be very hard. So when you're younger, you can get used to it, prepare you for doing then also way more senior jobs abroad or back in your country, whatever you prefer. Those were the top 10 reasons to become expat as young as possible. I would love to hear what you're thinking. Does it help you, this video? What would you like to add? Which points did I miss? Just share your feedback, and if you like the video, give it a like. Till next time, and bye bye.